Hello, I'm Tracy Ludwig, and I'm a therapist at Covenant Clinic Psychiatry. And I have been trained by the Trauma Center in Massachusetts to teach trauma-sensitive yoga. So first of all, I would like to let you know a little bit about what trauma-sensitive yoga is. A clinically crafted treatment option that was developed out of the Trauma Center in Massachusetts. Its goal is really at helping trauma survivors, specifically those who've had traumas done to their bodies, who perhaps manifest post-traumatic stress disorder or complex trauma. Yoga has a few key elements that set it apart from what we might think of as traditional yoga. So the first one that I would like to just touch on is that trauma-sensitive yoga, a primary emphasis is really encouraging our clients to make choices for themselves. So they'll be offered a series of different forms, oftentimes predictable, but they have the choice whether to engage in one variation or perhaps another option of that form. Another element that is a big emphasis of trauma-sensitive yoga is really the language that is used. We consider this invitational language. So there's a lot of language that sounds, if you would like, if you'd like to experiment, or maybe be curious about, or I welcome you to try. That is essential to trauma-sensitive yoga is interoceptive awareness. This really encourages our clients to notice, feel, and sometimes sense what is experiencing in the present moment for them in their body. Trauma-sensitive yoga is the relational dynamic that is established as a very non-coercive dynamic. It increases the client responsibility to really take action also in particular forms, different movements that they might or might not want to engage in. A common sort of interweaving theme here is any intervention that perhaps would take power away from our clients is something we really want to stay away from. So with that, there's really no physical assists in trauma-sensitive yoga. Again, whatever brings power to the client and empowers the client in the present moment is our primary focus. To demonstrate a particular form that we often engage in is what we would know as neck rolls. So for this, I would invite you to bring your hands maybe to your knees, or maybe they rest at your side. And with this, we have a couple options that I will demonstrate to you. But when you're ready to go ahead, and I invite you to just take the gentle chin to the chest movement, if that's available to you. And you experiment with whichever direction feels comfortable for you in this moment. And maybe you notice tension on one side of your neck that speaks to you. Maybe just different sensations are available. And then in your time, you have that option to go ahead and make a complete full circle if you would like. And maybe you notice the different sensation from doing the half circle to the full circle. And just know that you have the control, the choice to decide how large of a circle you'd like to take, the direction you'd like to take, and the pacing of that circle. And just noticing maybe the different sensations that arise for you as you take your circle. I'm going to demonstrate another form, this time in a seat, just to demonstrate the versatility of trauma-sensitive yoga. Perhaps if your comfort level is the floor or maybe a chair, whatever meets your need. So with this, we have some choices with this. So maybe our hands, I invite to just gently rest on the tops of your legs. And in your time, if you would like, I invite you to take perhaps that left hand visits the outside of that right leg. And maybe, if it's accessible to you, the right hand just floats behind. And you can experiment with a nice, gentle sensation, or maybe it's a twist for you in the side. And you have the choice to control how far back you would like your right arm to extend. And then maybe it floats back to the front. And then in your time, if you would like to experiment, maybe trying out the left side to see if maybe there's a different sensation from the left side that you experience from the right. So the right hand can visit the outside of that left knee, and then our left hand can float to behind us if that's available to you. And your gaze lands wherever you choose for it to land. And just noticing if you have a different sensation, maybe on this side than the other side. And certainly you can control how long you would like to hold this stretch, or maybe in your time when you're ready to come forward, you can do that as well.
My name is John Upshaw. I'm a therapist at Covenant Clinic Psychiatry. I'm also a registered play therapist and an authorized instructor of Chin Style Tai Chi, or otherwise known as Chin Style Tai Chi is the oldest style of Tai Chi Chuan. It was created over 400 years ago as a way of protecting the village of Chin, in which it stayed there until 1928. I'm a 20th generation disciple under Master Chen Zhanghua, who is also the international standard bearer. When I first started using Tai Chi in group therapy, the purpose of it was to increase mindfulness. It utilized the body structure and function and utilization as a way of helping kids become aware of themselves, become aware of others, and become aware of the interactions that happen between them and their environment. The lessons that I teach in group therapy are the foundations that are inherent to Chen Style Tai Chi and the form. This increases awareness of body to the ground and awareness of various connections to various body parts. One example of a foundation is a positive circle, that I'm in a half horse stance. My knee and toe are pointed the same way. The rear leg is pointed straight and the front knee and toe are pointed diagonally. My hand is out. I pull in on my elbow because of my foot going into the ground. Once my elbow is in, I turn my waist. I connect my front hand and front elbow to my rear heel, and I push out.